That's dope.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Wick here. Scott is in Florida withstanding a storm, so we wish him well. So today we're just going to do the show. We're going to go through some charts, the Bitcoin market. Let's start with that. Okay, so this is the weekly chart of Bitcoin, and this is my structure that I've had up here for a while. I did bring in the lines from last time to just include the candle closes, and you can see how 90% of all the candle closes are within these two yellow lines. So you can see what's happening here. We're pretty much consolidating here into a tighter and tighter range until we get the resolve, which is going to be a breakout either to the upside or, of course, to the downside on Bitcoin. Now, what I'm watching for, guys, is you can see that a lot of consolidation is happening, which means that volatility is being bent up, okay, which means that I'm looking for a shaded squeeze. This here, exactly, this little shaded area here, I'm waiting for that setup to appear here, and I do think that once we get this, letting us know that a breakout arrow is coming, I think this could be what we need to break above the all-time highs, because usually these lead to very large moves. As you can see, this whole move was off of the squeeze shading, letting us know that a violent move is coming, and to wait for that breakout arrow while we're in a stage 3 basing here. This, to me, all this price action going sideways is another stage 3. So I think we're just consolidating before the breakout to the upside. But what are we doing now? We're seeing some mean reversion to the lower range to the downside. So everyone is now freaking out once again. But needless to say, I haven't been posting much because I've seen this, and this is my framework, and I think we're going to be just fine. Okay, now let's move on to another chart, and we can jump into some altcoins. First, I also want to talk about why we're seeing a little bit of this weakness right now. We are seeing the dollar. So if you guys don't know this, if you haven't followed my account, when the dollar goes higher, it puts a lot of pressure on risk assets. Okay, that's Bitcoin, gold, anything that you're betting on that's speculative is a risk asset. Okay, so anytime the dollar goes higher, it's harder for those risk assets to go up. And whenever the dollar goes down, we see that Bitcoin and all the risk assets and tech and everything tends to have a much easier time pushing to the upside. The path of least resistance is up. So right now we see that we did break down. We did almost get down to my target, which was this lower area here. First, we were up here, and I said that I think these are the two targets, but we did not reach that. We had a big kind of correction to the upside in the downtrend. Okay, so this is what happens, and we're printing that next bar, breaking above this resistance. Okay, I do think this is temporary, and I do not see this going above the track line for very long, and the track line is still red. This lets us know that the momentum is still to the upside, and this might just be a relief correction to the upside before some more downside. However, this is the reason, in my opinion, or one of the reasons that we are seeing a lot of weakness in the crypto market. Okay, but I'm still very bullish. Let's go to the Bitcoin dominance chart. Everyone's waiting to see if altcoins are going to start popping off even more and continue. You can see what's happened is we've gone through this, again, a little squeeze shading, breakout arrow, starts this whole extended move to the upside, little breath here on resistance, breaks above it. Stage 3 is right here, then a breakout to the upside. We need another squeeze shading to break higher. You can see why I'm looking for the squeeze shading to resolve the actual Bitcoin chart, guys. I really love these squeeze shadings, especially when they're in confluence with green dots, letting you know that the trend, along with the volatility setup, is in motion. So right here, that's exactly what we have. And we're pretty much consolidating here above this resistance. I'll bring it down a little bit. It's a pretty large zone right here, but I'm waiting for this to break into here. Then, of course, eventually break out to the upside. Okay, but while it is consolidating under this resistance, we are seeing alts start to pop. Okay, which is a good thing, right? This is all coming to fruition, but it is giving us a little trouble here this month in October, which usually happens. Let's talk about Helium. Okay, guys, this is a chart, an asset that just going to be quite frank, a lot of my friends are talking about it in the traditional finance world. A lot of the managers are talking about this chart or this asset. So I'm looking at it. I want to get into some more positions on it. We did have a bottom signal here. One of the next two bars, this one did close well above the bottom signal, which was the go sign. You can see how we went a lot higher. Okay, so that was the bottom there that we put in. Now what we're seeing is a break above the track line. For those of you that watch me, another setup that I always talk about is once we get that setup to break above the track line, a lot of times we'll pull right back to that track line and have a good reaction. Okay, and that is the buy signal when we have a good reaction. What is a good reaction? Simply another green dot. I would like to see this print a few more bars, push to the upside on a green dot, and that for me will be my confluence to add to this position. But again, a lot of managers are talking about Helium to me, and a lot of economists, not a lot of economists, one economist and two managers are talking to me about this, and they've made me believe that this has a lot of potential, but I want to see it on the chart first. As always, that's what they use me for, confluence on the charts. Moving on to Popcat Soul. Popcat Soul, we've been talking about this. We got the good setup here, the confirmed reversal here, push to the upside. But now I mentioned over here on this week here that we are seeing some downside action. I think this was last week actually. And I'll let you guys know that the dots are missing here. And after this nice little almost parabolic move, that's what you use to take profits, in my opinion, because you have so much of them. Put them on the books, call it a good trade, and wait for the next setup. However, what we saw is more downside action, testing the track line, eventually getting red dots and heading lower. You can see how easy this is, guys. Once you know the stages, stage 1 basing, like I teach you, we break out here above the resistance. This is stage 2. Boom, boom. Not along stage 3, lost the dots, and now we're in stage 4. So I would not buy Popcat Soul. I'm pretty sure there's going to be another opportunity to take it. But on the 6-hour chart here, we are seeing red dots and red bars. The red dots are the micro trend is bearish, and the red bars are the macro trend, which is also bearish. And being below a track line is also bearish momentum. Okay, so 3 bearish signals on Popcat, and I'm talking about it because I know a lot of you have gotten into this one. We've been following this one ever since the confirmed reversal here. Okay, guys, moving on to SUI. A lot of talk about SUI. A lot of people in my DMs. Can you chart SUI again? Can you chart SUI? So I know a lot of you guys are in it. I love it too. I'm in it as well. Okay, so what's happening here? You can see that we pushed all the way up to resistance. We wicked right above it. And earlier today, I think it was just above this, resistance, or call it support, hopefully. And I mentioned that I'm looking for this bar to close above resistance. And if it doesn't, it's not a good sign. So watch for this candle close in the weekly charts. We do have 4 days to go, and that'll give you a confirmation on whether it's getting rejected at this resistance like it did on the topping signal. I mean, look, Trading Alpha called the exact top, okay, on SUI. And a lot of times these things will rhyme again and again. So I am watching this weekly chart because it worked very well on the weekly. And again, I'm needing this to close above this to get bullish. And if it doesn't, we'll see what happens. I might do some management. We'll see what type of patterns or signals it gives us. But for the most part, just be cautious. If you are in profit, again, you want to make sure that this bar closes above. If not, your probabilities start to get a little bit lower here. Not to say that SUI is dying. I think SUI has a very, very good outlook, especially if this bull market continues, which is what I'm assuming. But for now, just be a little bit cautious because we are seeing a little bit of rejection here right at the area that we got the top last time. Okay. Again, I'm not saying it's a top, but I think that you could see some weakness here before continuation, in my opinion. Moving on to Aptos. This is another one, if I'm saying that correctly, Aptos. That I'm liking. I'm liking the chart. I'm not in this one yet, guys, but this looks beautiful. I mean, look at this. You have bottom signals right on the, after the stage 4, we're basing right here. You get a confirmed bottom to the upside. I mean, that's why I love these confirmed bottoms. That's also why I find all of them on the screener. But going back here to Aptos, I love how this has gone into a stage 4 downtrend. Red dots, red bars below a track line. It's starting to base. You almost see a little double bottom here, right? Or even a little triple bottom. Shardy likes these triple bottoms. I like the double bottoms. Green dot breaking above the track line. So this is looking pretty good here. And that's why I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. I really like it being above the track line. For me, what would I like to see here? Obviously, I would like to see it close above the pivot right here. So I really want to see it close above. Oh, and look, you can see here, it's wicking right there. So this is exactly a really, really important level here. Okay, I really like this chart. Let's see if we close above here. Okay, it won't be as great of an entry, but it'll be a higher probability on the trade if you're thinking or looking at Aptos. All right, moving on here to AVAX. Man, we're running through this very, very quickly today without Scott. AVAX is another one that I'm looking at. Again, this is all on the weekly chart, guys. And know this, whenever we're looking at Bitcoin, okay, where's this Bitcoin chart? Did I lose it? Here you go. Whenever we're looking at Bitcoin and we're going sideways, okay, there's not really much that you can do. You're looking for a really good setup. And once Bitcoin starts to break out, that's when you are already paying attention to all these charts. You're already looking for them, waiting for that sign. So let's just have some patience here, guys. But AVAX is one that I'm liking. I do love the fact that, again, bottom signal, stage 2 uptrend. We start to fail into stage 4. And now we're starting to base at the support. Okay, so as long as we hold the support, and the longer we hold the support, I actually have a good feeling that if the market picks up, that AVAX is going to start to show us something, because the chart looks healthy. After stage 1, you're looking for a break above the track line on green dots. For me, I take that trade almost every time when it's a pure basing at the below, and I set a stop loss pretty shallow. Okay, that way if I'm wrong, little loss. If I'm right, stage 2 is all you're dreaming of as a trader, is to catch those stage 2s. Okay, you want to catch these. This is stage 2. So hopefully it's a basing here, like it's a basing here, and we see that stage 2 breakout. Let's see. Let's go to next. We can talk about ISM. So, guys, if you watch the previous episodes, you know that ISM is not the only indication of liquidity, but it's a pretty good one. There's a few things that are skewing ISM, in my opinion, lately, because we do see on other data, we do see liquidity starting to open up pretty good. I mean, you can see China. If you guys are following China, oh my gosh, they're pumping liquidity into the market like nobody's business. And I think that it's only a matter of time before we see the same thing start happening here. And we already are seeing the rates starting to lower. So the regime change on liquidity started to loosen. Okay, but we also want to see it here. It would be a good sign to see it here. And again, a lot of times you have this fake out. You have a fake out to the downside, right, before the upside. And we had a little fake out here. This has happened 3 cycles before. And you can see here on the background, you can see I've drawn this little gray, brown area and green area. This is the area where I, in my framework, am expecting it to start to pick up. Okay. And you're always looking for a break above the 50 line. So in my opinion, it would be right there, right? And this is what they all talk about. All the macro guys talk about break above the 50. Oh, and you can see it rejected right at the 50 almost. Break above here, guys, and it's to the moon, right? With a lot of risk assets, not just Bitcoin. So that's another thing I'm watching on the markets. Let's see if I can take some chart requests. Let's see if you guys can do some chart requests, and maybe the guys helping me with this channel can tell me what you're requesting. So put in some chart requests there, and what you guys got, I'll do 2 or 3 of them. If Misha can just text me on the chat and let me know what you guys are saying. Until then, let's see. And that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I kind of ran through this really, really fast. For me, I'm just kind of biding my time until we get that breakout to the upside, or until we get that squeeze shading. And you best believe that when we get it, I'm going to let everyone know, and we'll be ahead of the curve if we do eventually get that breakout to the upside, which is exactly what I personally am expecting here. I don't see us dropping below before that squeeze shading. Okay. Another thing that you can get is you can get a squeeze shading that breaks to the downside, and then you can get a reversal candle on support here to break to the upside. So if you're looking for my scenarios, that's 2 of them. For everyone that has the trading alpha indicators, you're looking for that squeeze shading and either a break to the upside. And if we do get a break to the downside, don't be worried too quick, because again, this is all support here. And a lot of times in the setup, you will get break to the downside, reversal candle, confirmation, and then that volatility is still bent up and going to be released. Okay, so that's the 2 scenarios I'm looking for. Okay, so we do have a request. Let's go and look at near, and then Aptos. But we just did Aptos, guys. So whoever requested Aptos, I mean, here it is. I'm waiting for a break above this line, a close above here. To me, it will be another stage 1 basing that had a double bottom here, or even a triple bottom, breaking out into stage 2. Okay, so this is what I want to overcome, is this price action over here. Okay, before I get more bullish. Okay, so near, let's look at near. And if you guys got any more requests, I can probably take 1 or 2 more of them. So just let us know. Okay, we got Ondo. We'll do Ondo next. Let's look at Binance. It's got more data on Binance. I always switch to Binance, even though I trade here in the US. Okay, so looking here, guys, not looking too great. If you're in near and you're wondering to add, I don't see any setups. Okay, we cannot break above this track line. The track line won't even start to head up a little bit. It's just very solid. You see the price action tested the track line, got rejected right away, And then the next one was a lower high. Okay, so this isn't looking too good. We got a little bit of a green dot, a little bit of momentum, but again, we couldn't even break above the track line. So I love the project Near. It's a great project. But again, I make all my decisions based upon the technicals. And right now, everything is red. Okay, everything is red and below a track line. So I would hold off on this. If you're in this position, I mean, it's not a good position to be in right now, in my opinion. You had a little top here, double top, classic. And then this is your stage 3. You get your stage 3 is when you get the double tops, and then a push to the downside in stage 4. Okay, now we're trying to recover. You had a little fake out here. This is how they steal your liquidity. If you don't know the stages and you think you don't know about stage 4, you would probably buy this, right? And even if you got the reversal, you'd buy it. You never buy stage 4. It has to base. It has to go sideways and go through a little base like this. Okay, so oops, wrong tool. It has to base sideways like this for a while, okay, before it breaks to the upside. And you want to kind of watch that, because it can very easily as well continue stage 4. Right now, there's nothing that tells me that Near is ready for more upside action. So whoever said that, I hope that you're just considering it. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, we got quite a few requests here. Good, guys. You're saving me here because I ran through my charts. Maybe I'm too excited over here. Okay, so let's look at Ondo, O-N-D-O. O-N-D-O. And the reason why I'm looking at all weekly charts, guys, is because Bitcoin's just basing, right? So you want to take a stance, a step back. You don't want to overtrade in this situation. Stage 3s, you want to do as little trading as possible. All right, going here, let's just do it on crypto, see what the chart looks like. I mean, guys, do I even have to say anything from you seeing what I said? Okay, let's see. Stage 2 uptrend. We didn't have enough data here. There probably would have been green dots if there was enough data. Started over here, started to come down. Let's see if we got any topping signals. I don't think so, actually, looking at this one. Let's see. I don't think so. Nope, no topping signals there. So yeah, guys, this breaks below the track line here, retested the track line. You can see why the track lines are always so important. I use them also for support and resistance as well. So you don't have to draw that line right there. And again, it wicked right here. And now we're seeing a red dot to the downside. So what you're looking for now, right, if you're in this hopeless, is that any break below there, it's probably going to test this area right here, right? The recent lows, it's going to test this area. And if it breaks below it, you're going to continue this stage 4 downtrend, because this has been in stage 4 ever since a break above this gray line that I had before. So tested stage 4, try to get out of it. Big sell, and now we're still in stage 4. Everything goes red, and we're just being held up by this support. Nothing to tell us that, yeah, nothing to tell us at all. No, not volume, not the structure indicator. Nothing here, guys. Ondo to me is a hold at best, and I wouldn't have held it through the stage 4 breaking below here. Moving on to SEI. Okay, there's a good name. Let's see what SEI looks like. I haven't looked at that in a minute. We'll just go to crypto. We'll go to Binance. I like Binance. Okay. So Aptos, SEI, as you can see, is showing a little bit more strength. It is breaking above my resistances, but then again, breaks above the track line and right below. Okay. So again, this is undecided. We actually lost green dots here. So I think the whole crypto market is just waiting for Bitcoin to see what it does. This does not look as bad as the previous 2 charts. I like the fact that we're green and we're trying to break above the track line. It's simply just waiting for the Bitcoin market and crypto market to have more liquidity come in. And I think we should see this one. This has been a pretty strong one in the stage 2. So I think this will continue. But right now, this is not a buy to me. If you do have the indicators, guys, what I would look for, I can see it already. What I would look for me, this pivot right here is very important. And let's call this from here all the way to the track line. I want to see a break above here. And you can see how it's almost wicking right to that area. Okay. So nobody wants to buy until it gets above here. And I wouldn't be that person to buy and try and figure it out, right? If this is going to go a lot higher, you can give up this profit here to have a higher probability on the trade. Whilst all these orders here, all this liquidity, people that are stuck here, you're going to fight those orders as well. So I like SEI or SEA. I don't know how to pronounce that, but the chart is not ready for me. Let's move on to the next one. Next one is SHIB. Oh my goodness, I haven't heard SHIB in a minute. Let's see, SHIB. And unfortunately, guys, a lot of the charts are going to look like this when the liquidity is down. I mean, you can see this. I don't have to say anything. Below the track line, guys, on a lot of these charts, I'm waiting for a break above the track line on a solid setup. A lot of times a confirmed B or a confirmed reversal that breaks above the track line on green dots. That's what I'm looking for, something very healthy like this right here. Here's a bottom signal. One of the next two bars does close above it. That is a confirmed signal. And you can see shortly after that, green dots, and stage 2 continues, okay, until it pops. And a lot of times on these smaller cap coins, you don't really get a nice stage 3 basing. It kind of just kind of melts up, and then, you know, everyone dumps. All those big holders dump on you, and then it starts stage 4, right? And it doesn't stop. So yeah, guys, it doesn't look bad right here. I actually like the fact that it's basing. You can see a little base here. I mean, how many candles do you see within this little range here? So I actually like that. To me, that's a base, guys. That's a base. You don't buy bases. You never buy bases because bases can go on for longer than you can stay solvent or happy with it while everything else is rocketing. You do never buy stage 1 bases, but you do identify them because once it breaks out of it, you're in stage 2, baby. Okay, moving on. The next one is Aero. I have never heard of Aero. Let's see what it looks like. AEROUSD. Sure, let's go to Coinbase. All right, this one actually looks a little better. So whoever chose this one, let's see what we got here. Give me a minute. Okay, so we got a little bottom here. I like this. And I like this. Green dot to confirm it. Breaking above pivot level. This looks good to me. And even retesting the breakout area perfectly. So I like this. I think that if the market was going up, you'd probably see this Aero coin pushing up a little further. I do not think that this is the pivot level. I think the pivot level was right there. In fact, absolutely, it was right there. So yeah, this is really good, guys. Test, good reaction on the test. Green dot on a market that is soft. So out of the ones that have been told to me so far, even though this is a small cap coin, technically Aero looks good. Moving on, Ethereum. Oh, someone's going to make me chart Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum. Ethereum, everyone expects to be waking up in this part of the cycle. Okay, when we look at it and we do the framework, everyone, all the economists, people that look at this think that Ethereum is supposed to be waking up at the last part of the year and then going on into 2025. This is what I've been told. I've been told to confirm this from a few other people, and I don't see it yet, guys. You can see what I see, right? Now that you know how I frame my framework, it's very easy to see. Stage 1 basing, green dots, break above the track line. We're in stage 2, baby. Retest of the track line, green dot reaction. This is another one of my setups. Whenever we test the track line, have a green dot off of it. Track line is green. It's go time, baby. Boom. Top, double top. We're now in stage 3. You can see how I already defined it a long time ago. Once we break below there, it's bad news bears. Got a little confirmed reversal, still in stage 3. Boom, right below it, stage 4. Get out of here. Okay, and this is where we're at right now. We're trying to base. Hopefully that was all of stage 4. That's actually a pretty weak stage 4, which is good. It's a good sign, a sign of strength. So I do like that. And I do like the fact that it's starting to base a little bit. Okay, anytime you get a lot of candles like that, you can call it a basing. And again, you never buy bases, but you have to identify them because it could break to the downside. Happy you didn't buy. Could break to the upside, and you're in stage 2. Stage 2 is an uptrend. This is stage 2. And I know I keep repeating that, but you guys, the sooner you learn this stuff, especially if you're using our indicators, together, stage analysis and the indicators are hard to beat. Okay, moving on to the next one. How much time do we have? 8 minutes. Okay, let's go to Opul, O-P-U-L. OPUL. I actually like this. I should have been taking chart requests like this on the previous shows. Okay. Oof. Okay, I like that it's starting to base, but that's not a buy. Okay, whoever's looking at this, guys, maybe I should explain why you don't buy stage 1s, because I think a lot of you guys are looking at this and thinking, oh, these coins are cheap. That is a horrible way to look at things if that's what you're doing, right? In a stage 1, you want a basing for quite a while, okay? And you never buy these, again, because I've seen stage 1 basings, right? A lot of people in the crypto, the old OGs, right, before you got more of our traditional finance guys like me stepping in, a lot of the OGs would literally just wait for basings after bear markets and just buy those basings and say, just hold on the basings. Horrible idea. Because what happens is I've seen basing stage 1s go on for weeks, months, even years. I've seen them base for years and not do anything. And then you're going to have other coins that are popping, wishing that you got in, but we've been waiting so long, so you don't want to exit the position. It's not a good place to be. Rather wait for that basing to be resolved, You know, for me, you're looking at the track line here, and then of course, real easy, right there is your stage one, unless it breaks below. But this looks like it's really respecting it, right? Trying to test the top and the bottom multiple times. Breaks out here, you have a higher probability on the trade, and at least you didn't wait in stage one, right? And this is just for future reference. Any stage ones, look for stage twos. Go into stage twos and exit them at stage threes if you have to, or exit 50%. Do not buy stage ones because you think that they're cheap. They can go a lot cheaper. Okay, moving on to the next one. We got two more, and then I'm going to call it a day here. 80A. Someone's going to make me chart Cardano. Okay, let's do it. Ugly, horrible. I don't like it. Okay. Same thing. It's basing as well. You can see this, guys. The whole crypto market is basing. Okay. So rather look for setups that are putting us into stage two. And if you have the indicators, guys, you don't even need me. I mean, how many charts have we seen here where you can see the exact same thing happening? Stage one basing, you have a little bottom signal. One of the next two bars closes well above it. Stage two, you make all your money. And here you think about doing defense. Okay. Especially when you lose that green dot or break below a track line. You should already be thinking about defense. In fact, when we go into stage three, a lot of times what I do is I take 50% off the table in stage three. And why do I do that? Because I know that if it breaks above into stage two again, I can redeploy that 50%, and at least I wasn't stuck in a stage four downtrend. And if it does go from a stage three basing and it does fall into a stage four, I've taken 50% off the table. Once it goes into that stage four, I take the other 50% off. That's a great way to manage these stage twos once you have them. And guys, one of the biggest alphas that I can give you is that these bottom signals, you don't have to search through thousands of charts if you have the indicators to get them. Just get the alpha screener. You can literally go and click not only bottom signals, but confirm bottom signals. You can literally get a list that's given to you of when these bottom signals are giving you only confirmed ones, like this one, right? It gives you a list. That's what you want when we're in these stage one basings. You want to look for those bottom signals and confirmed ones, okay? Guys, that's all I have for you today. Know that if you do want these indicators, we do have a 10% off sale that's ongoing just for the Wolf of All Street members. That is 10 off. So if you go to trading, if you go to the comment section, you should see a link there. Click on that link. It'll take you to the website. When you're checking out on the Alpha Bundle yearly, if you type in 10 off, you will get a 10% discount. And if that's not enough for you guys, wait for Black Friday. Okay, that's the biggest sale that we are going to have. And I'll make sure to do a really good discount for you guys. With that said, you can always reach me at my my Twitter handle is 0hedge_. You can see here. And with that said, guys, I'll catch you on the next chart. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see Scott next time as well. Cheers.